Mark is back this week to show us a really interesting layering technique with cold connections, and this is perfect because we're talking about texture.
That's right. It's a great way to add just about any kind of texture and set a stone without having to use solder or anything like that.
All right.
So you ready to get started?
Yes, I am. Let's see that bracelet.
There's a lot of components to this. You can do all kinds of different things. You can use patinaed metal, mokamigane, roller printer, which really gives you a rich texture, and connect these pieces together, holding the stone with tabs. And what I do is I start by making the back piece right here, and I use a 24 gauge silver and use a cutting disc, a disc cutter, to do that with.
Okay.
Now what I need to do is make the washer that's going to hold the stone in place.
Okay, so you could use any kind of metal to do this, right?
Yeah, copper, brass, silver, gold, mokamigane.
And you could texture it before you begin, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, texture, patina, anything you want to do to it. You can even do it with cardboard if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and make a washer.
Okay.
And all you need to do is just take a piece of metal, and you need to kind of calculate your stone size. I'm using a 10mm stone, and that worked out to be about a half-inch hole.
Okay, and what stone are you using for this bracelet?
It's a carnelian cab.
Okay,
and this technique
thought so. It's really pretty.
Works really well with cabs. I tried to do it with a faceted stone, and not as good success.
Do you think it's because the smooth sides on the top of the cab and it has a flat back?
And it's
that
rounded.
helps with the setting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp out the center of the washer first.
Okay.
And try to do this in just one good whack.
All right. And you're wearing your safety glasses, I notice.
Yeah, it's a good idea to do. You never know when you might get a piece of metal that's flying off. And then you take your centering die.
Okay, and so why do you have a wood base underneath?
That's so I don't damage the dies, the punches when they go through.
Oh, because they punch all the way through.
Right.
Oh, okay. Or you might end up with your bench having lots of
marks on the bench.
Dings.
That's right.
Okay.
So
this part is for punching out
the
washer itself.
Right. So we got our centering die. That's going to center the first hole that we punched.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to crank it down.
So you moved it to a larger spot on your...
This is going to cut the outside perimeter of it. And this is 24 gauge, so it's pretty easy to do. The whole table shakes.
Oh, I see why you want to protect your bench there.
Right, you can do that.
Okay.
So that, you can do that with textured metal, plain metal, whatever you like.
And this is great because rather than using pre-made washers, by making your own, you can really adjust it to the size of your cabs.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And use any kind of material you like, too. So once we have the washer made, what we need to do is cut slots for the tab. One easy way to do that is just use your file.
Oh, okay.
Use a square file, round file, whatever you like. And then you can come in here and cut little grooves just by going up and down.
Now, does it matter what size file you're using? Or just make a different appearance when
just
you're done?
Appearance, yeah.
Okay.
It's just based on design. It's a lot easier to use the file than to actually try and cut it with a handsaw or something like that, because you're just kind of grinding away at it. Once you get the slots cut, you want to give a little bit of a taper this way. Okay?
Okay.
That's going to allow, we're going to push our tabs down, and that'll give it some place for the tab to go.
So basically you just want to make sure that there's enough metal between the slot you're cutting and the inner edge that it will still stay together.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, don't saw all the way through.
Okay.
Definitely. But just get a little facet on there. And that's going to give the place for that tab to fold down to. And you can do, 4, 3, 6, whatever your design calls for.
Okay.
And once we have those, we take our back, and what we're going to do is scribe our lines where we're going to cut the tabs. And it's best, you see the little black dot, that you line these up with an X or something on the back sheet right here, so that you can stay consistent. And you'll just match all those up, and then just take your scribe, and this will be, we'll cut with these are our tabs, and we'll cut these with a handsaw.
Okay, and why are we cutting those out?
Because that's how we're going to fold them.
Okay, that part's going to get folded also.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And you can see I did one here already, and we'll actually take that, bend it up, and hold on to that piece right
okay,
there.
okay.
So to do that, just take a handsaw jeweler saw with a rather small blade, like a 4/0 or 5/0. The smaller your blade, the less metal you'll cut out, and the more accurate you'll be.
So this is where you want to be slow and steady with the saw.
Right. And here, it's good to have your glasses on again too, either your optovisors or safety glasses. And use your thumb as a guide. A little bit of burr life.
Does that just make it easier to cut?
Yeah, it's a lubricant. And we'll cut a couple tabs. And then once we have the tabs cut, we take our pliers, bend them up just a little bit. Okay?
Okay, so that's just this little piece here that you're bending up.
Right.
Okay.
Just a little piece. And here's another, I'm not sure they did, but one thing we have to do is create a little place for the stone to be. And so we take our flex shaft with a big ball burr. And you have to be careful here. If you do too much, the stone will pop through.
Okay, so you're going to ream that just a tiny bit, enough so that you can put the stone in there.
Exactly.
And then when you sandwich it all together, you're going to fold these edges up over the edge of the stone.
Right. And we'll just put that on there. Line up the tabs and fold the tabs over that metal.
And using your chain nose pliers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Okay, so in the end, it all comes together with these tabs right here that you cut with the saw. Great. Well, thank you so much, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's take one more look at the bracelet. This is such a great way to create texture using just your cold connections, but a variety of tools here that you use to layer it all together.
Exactly.
Thank you. And when we come back, Fernando da Silva